only complaint that I had heard in the last little bit was, man, there's a lot of traffic in town. And sometimes that is a little bit hectic, but I believe Chetwynd is doing fine, and I believe that the two mills are doing fine. I tried to contact West Fraser manager. I hadn't got a response back from him, but I did talk to him while he was on the street there. We had met, and he said everything seemed to be okay, and he was going to get back to me. As for Canfor, I hadn't spoken to them, and all the businesses that I do attend, I went to, got my hair cut, did the mask, did all the COVID, which was good. And I talked to a few teachers. And that's the other thing that the mayor is concerned about, having grandkids, that I have to leave it up to the parents' discretion. The mayor himself would have a difficult time dealing with school-age children if he did have them. So it's quite important that we all be vigilant as parents, as grandparents, as uncles and aunts, making sure that if we do go somewhere, and we are very careful on how we handle our grandkids, our children. So yeah, it's quite a trying time trying to separate them with the 6 feet, keep them in your bubble. But I'm glad, Chetwynd, I live here, that we do a good job, and I'd like to thank council for keeping myself straight, keeping our town straight, and Carol doing a wonderful job here in town, in our office here, and Alan for making sure that business is continuing. And I know all the councillors, you've been doing your part. So that's just myself as the mayor and what I see in town. So thank you for doing that. And I still worry that regardless of how the words come out, in my brain, I still worry about somebody being affected. And it's trying times right now. And I hope that Chetwynd and community doesn't have any lasting effects with anybody getting the virus. So with that, I'd like to say just thank you once again to all the council and to the staff in our office. Any other reports from councillors? Oh, one other thing. I have to kick myself for this one because I made a statement last meeting that we should all be attending the meetings, and I have to apologize to my colleagues that sit on the board with the commission in town here at the rec center. I knew I had a meeting and then I missed that. Sorry, Janet, and sorry, Rochelle. I should have been there or phoned in, and it's my bad that I did not do that, and I missed it totally. So I do make mistakes, and that's what my wife tells me once in a while too. Okay, there you go. Any councillors that got any more reports? Okay, not hearing any. Discussion items, I don't see any. Correspondence, I've got an email. I'm thinking the cat person is going to have to take this one on. I can't speak on this one. Somebody want to read the letter? Go ahead, Carol.
I was just going to ask, do you just want to receive it for information?
I don't know.
I would make that motion to receive for information,
Okay.
because I know our staff are really on top of how to organize a parade and giving people the information to do it. So I trust that it's in capable hands, and if they want to have a parade, have a parade.
Okay. Second, we're just sending to information for seconder. Good. Mel, okay. Any more discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Information items. I-1 to I-22. You see anything that we need to pull out of any of these items?
Motion to receive I-1 to I-22.
I got a motion.
Second.
Okay, Josh, thank you. Any more discussions on any items? So All those in favor for information? Carried. Reports to action. RA1. This portion of the regular council meeting is set aside to allow for public comments on the application from Lonnie Hilton for a development variance permit at 5313 45A Street. This is not a formal public hearing process, but rather an informal process. I will, however, ask each person who wishes to speak to state their name and residential or business address, and then provide council with their comments. I will ask if there are any comments from the public on the application from Lonnie Hilton for a development variance permit at 5313 45th Avenue or 45A Street. Are there any further comments? Hearing no further comments, I declare this public proceedings concluded. Okay, RA2. Carol,
Could I have a motion on RA1?
to accept variance?
That's for the DVP.
Okay.
I'll
So
make that motion.
Mel,
I'll make that motion.
Second.
okay, Rochelle, second. Any more discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Move on to RA2, OCP and zoning amendment applications 5449 South Access Road.
Excuse me, Mayor, I'd like to excuse myself due to a conflict of interest, please.
You excuse Councillor Deck. So did he close the virtual door?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Okay, RA2. So we need, we've got the recommendations there.
I would make the motion that a public hearing be scheduled to obtain public input on an official community plan amendment, bylaw number 1082-2020 and zoning amendment bylaw 1083-2020 on September 14th at 4 p.m. Sorry, Carol, go ahead. Oh, you're on mute. No, sorry.
Unmute myself. We goes first and second reading as well.
You're breaking up, Carol.
Oh, could I get a motion for first and second reading of the two bylaws as well?
So we need the official community planning bylaw.
Yeah, and the rezoning bylaw just to give first and second reading.
Oh, I see. So the official community bylaw plan number 1082-2020 be introduced and given its first and second reading. Right. I would make that motion, and the zoning amendment be introduced and given the first and second reading. I would make that motion, and that a public hearing be scheduled to obtain public input on official community plan amendment bylaw number 1082/2020 and zoning amendment bylaw 1083/2020, September 14th at 4 p.m.
I'll second that.
Okay, Janet, second that. That's all correct, Carol?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's great. Thank you.
You're
Excuse
welcome.
me, I'm just going to call Councillor Deck back to the meeting.
We'll just make a vote. We'll have a vote first, Janet. All those in favor? Okay, carried. Okay. Go ahead, Janet. Okay. RA3, Union of BC Municipalities 2020 resolution.
I would make that motion that council direct administration to request that resolution NEB 11 coroners be pulled from the resolutions recommended to be not endorsed block of resolutions.
I would second that.
Okay, Jocelyn. Any discussion on this?
I just
Carol, I
have,
have one. Okay, go ahead, Rochelle.
so I'm just curious. So am I understanding right that there are going to be no debates on resolutions in the not endorse block?
Carol, do you have any answer to that?
Yes, that's correct. They've set it up so that they have two large blocks. One is endorsed, which they intend to just pass in a block unless anyone takes has a motion from their council to remove a resolution from that block. And
Right.
likewise with not endorsed. So they've stuck the coroner's resolution in the block of not endorsed. So in order to discuss it, we have to pull it out.
Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Thank you, Carol.
You're welcome.
Any more discussion? I believe we've discussed this prior, and down south, it always seems to be heading down there where they have quite a few people that would that do this job up north, northeast here, and possibly Prince George, that we don't have enough corners to give us proper time that we need to do the business that the coroner does. And it always seems like we're 4 or 5 days out. It seems just waiting for somebody to come down, and or if they're holidaying or whatever. This resolution is trying to fill that bill so that we can move forward with a coroner. or 2. Is that correct, Carol? I believe that's what I heard when we made this resolution.
That's correct. Yeah.
Any more discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Okay, carried. Okay, we got the new, they added is RA4, closed council resolution brought forward to the regular council meeting from August, or from December 31st, I believe. Is that correct, Deanne?
I'll make the recommendation that the closed council resolution below be received, that council approve the financial statements as of December 31st, 2019 as presented by the Director of Financial Administration.
19? Do I need a second?
I would second that.
Okay, Rochelle? Any more discussion? Not hearing any? All those in favor? Carried. Okay, no reports, new business. Okay, let's just what I brought forward was the mayor from Hudson Hope, Dave, he asked me to bring it forward to our council if anybody was wanted to go up there, and he wasn't too sure, and neither was I, if wanted to travel to a community to go and have a little tour of some of what BC Hydro is proposing to put berms in their near Hudson Hope or through Hudson Hope. So he was willing to give anybody a tour. It doesn't have to be all of us going together. If we phone him and give him a time, and then we could do, he could drive and talk and whatever, and show us a little bit of what BC Hydro is going to do with the flooding of the dam and what kind of berm they're putting up. So if anybody's interested, I will ask Mayor from Hudson Hope to send us a formal invitation. And I think I will ask him to send one anyway. I wouldn't mind to go up and have a look at what BC Hydro is going to do as director from the region, and as a close proximity to Hudson Hope that we live in here. So I wouldn't mind to go and have a look. So if that's all right, anybody else got anything on this matter about being invited to other communities? I know it in other times. I'm thinking, maybe 2 or 3 of us would head up there, but right now with the situation with our COVID going on, it's pretty dicey to want to go anywhere. So is it all right if I just ask them to give us a formal invitation?
Yes, I would agree to that.
Okay, sure. I'll just do that. And if any of the council wants to go up and just have a look at where the berms are, I'll let him know that. And then he could just send a formal invitation, and then he could organize and whatever he's going to organize, I'll get him to put it down in writing so that we're all clear. And then if we're not happy, then we could just say, no, we'll just stay home on this one. Okay, so I'll do that. So that's all the new business right now. Is there anybody on the phone that is from the public that has any questions, Deanne or Carol? I don't see anybody on here. Lonnie, did you have anything?
Nobody sent us a question prior to
Okay, okay. So I believe the only fellow that we got only is Lonnie. So if he had a question, his opportunity. Not hearing any.
No questions for me. Thank you. I guess we'll be moving forward with what's going on, what I've requested.
Yeah, we'll do our part here, Lonnie, and thank you for doing that and being part of the meeting. And with that, we will go to adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second
I'll
that.
second that.
Okay, Jocelyn? Okay, good. September 14th. See you guys September 14th.
Okay, good night, everybody.
Everyone.
Okay.